Hello guys, this is Paula. Sorry I haven't been back any sooner than I have. Things have not been going like they should, and it's putting a damper on things for me, and I want it to go away. I thought we could sit down today and work on some embellishments. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just pulled out some things I thought might work, and that's where we're at. Now, I did play around earlier with this. Now, this is a pocket with a vellum bag. Now, you may look at this and think, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, there really isn't. I'm just playing here, looking and seeing what will fit and not fit. But anyway, let's get started. I have had a little setback, and I plan to lunge forward now. Going on my retreat in just about, well, tomorrow's Monday, 4 days. So on Thursday, I am going to have to be prepared to go on a retreat. So please be praying that I am well enough to do that. Okay, well, I missed you guys, and so I wanted to come in here, and I hope you can see that. My room has never been as big of a mess as it is right now. What can I say? So this is a size 10 envelope. Well, it's 9.5 inches. So we're going to put, we're going to split that, and let's see, 9.5, that would be 4 and 4 would be 8. So it's going to be 4 and something. Okay. So 4 1/4. Is that right? No, it's not. It's 4 1/2. Nope, maybe 4 3/4. I can't think to count right now. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so we have 2 pockets for this envelope. Okay, these are old envelopes. They're slit on the sides, and we will make them work just like they need to. Wendy does this particular craft, not a craft, but for the journals. She lets this be the background, but I'm looking at this thinking, wow, this is really long, right? So we want our pockets both to fit a certain way. So I'm thinking we take this off down to 8. Let's see, how tall are the little golden books? I want it to fit in a little golden book. Let me grab the one I'm working on. I'm just going to show you. This is the one I'm working on. Look how pretty it is becoming. This is a custom order. And I'm anxious to get to use this old book. And it still needs a little work. I haven't had a chance to work on the book itself, but I'm doing it in outdoorsy, like pine cones and holly and fun stuff like that. So I want to measure this so I can make sure this will fit in this book. Okay. So the book is almost, I mean, right at 8 inches high. So we're going to make sure we cut this just a little under 8 inches, like a 1/4 under. And we'll see how that works. Okay, so now we want to use the open side on the top. Now we have this big opening again, which we can fix. We'll just glue it down both sides. Let's just use a little bit of glitter glue. We don't need a big roll of. Now these are window envelopes, but I'm using them, you know, like regular regular envelopes. So everything will return the opposite way. So that's the nice thing when you have window envelopes. You can put them whatever way you like. Okay, so now I think even our pockets that we did need to be shortened. Now let's see what it's going to look like on here. See, that's too tall. I'm just going to do it down to like 3.5 inches. Throw that top part away. And I want some space in between, you know, where you can get the items in and out. And I want it to have open sides. I'm sorry, I said I wanted to have open sides. That's not true. I wanted the sides to be glued down, just like we glued the previous big one. I'm out of practice, guys. I've been wanting to come in here and play, but, you know, you don't usually just make stuff for the heck of it when you're doing books. You need embellishments, and this is what I've been working on. And actually, I want to see how, we might want this one to be just a little bit less. Well, we're going to do it the same size, so we'll have some space. Now, I've drug out all my little pieces of ephemera. I'm having a hard time talking because I'm super dry mouth. I've been dehydrated, so I had to go and get an IV. But the funny thing is I've been drinking tons of water, more than I've ever drank. And anyways, so I feel a little better today since I went up to the ER last night. It wasn't like it was an emergency, but we were the only one, we felt like they would be the only ones that could give us an IV. Okay, so this one's been glued down and this one has. So we've got the fronts and the backs. Let me get my hole punch, if I've still got it out and about. I'm working on it. Well, I guess I don't. Sorry, guys. I've been packing for my retreat, and we will put circles on there before. Let me see if it's right here. Oh, I think so. Give me a second to get it out from under all the other goodies. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to have when I get there, and I don't, because I seriously have not really been able to. I'm trying to get it open here. I seriously have not been able to get it all packed because I've just been so busy. It's crazy. I want to try to match these up. And as a matter of fact, I think I'll go ahead and pop them all the way through just so we can see the background, because we're going to cover up the portion that we can't see here. There we go. All right, let me put this book out of the way. So, all right, so I'm trying to think, do I want to, oh, I meant to pop that up at the top too. We need to have a opening there. And I'm not even measuring these, guys. I'm just doing it. See what we'll end up with. So on this, we've got the sides down too. The only thing I don't like about the glitter glue is it's water-based. You guys heard me bark about this before. And I don't like the way it wrinkles the paper, but if you're going to cover it up, it's not a big deal, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to put some paper on it. And I'm just going to measure and see. We know it's 8 inches tall, right? So, I mean 7 3/4 inch tall. And it is 4 right around 4 inches. I'm not going to measure out the little tiny dots, but it's right there. Okay, so what I want to do first is find the paper I want to use. So we're going to use some of these different holly papers here on my desk. And I'm thinking I like the mixed color one. There's some really different ones. Let's go with this one this time. We'll put it on the back. Now, the way to do this is to do your height first. So 7 3/4. I don't really like cutting my paper up like that, but I want it to be perfect for this lady. It's actually, let's see, 1, 2. All right, I'm looking here. If we have a little bit of extra space or something, we can trim it or leave it at that. Perfection is not what I'm after. I just want it to fit nicely. Ooh, that's real snug. Let's see how it looks on the back. It needs to have just a little bit taken off, just a tiny bit. Okay, so we'll go right here so it won't hang over the side of your envelope. I know you guys have done this a million times, but I just decided I really missed you guys, and I wanted to turn the camera on, and I thought somebody might learn something new. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and punch that through. Yeah, I've had cabin fever pretty well. My friend took me out the other day on Friday, and I really enjoyed myself, getting to see other people I know and do a little shopping with one hand. But my friend was so helpful that oh my goodness, I couldn't have done it without her. Okay, so I'm thinking these 2 pockets now need to have a color that, I'm going to look here. I thought I laid the extra paper. Isn't that crazy? My desk, you guys, oh my gosh. I know I'm not the only one griping about their desk right now. But anyway, we're going to have this on the front, and then we're going to do these 2 pockets, okay? And we're going to hinge them, but first we need to cover them. So I don't know that I want to do it in the solid. Let me grab this paper. Well, I thought that solid paper was right by me. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. I'm working on trying to get my act together. It just hasn't been super easy. But I'm getting there. I bought a shelf to sit next to my desk here so I could you know, have all my big things right here out of the way so I could get this. Oh, well, no wonder I put it inside the 2 signatures that go in the book. So these pine cones, aren't they beautiful? They're what is the front part of each signature. And so I really want to find some red polka dot paper that I was working with. I don't know if I have any left over. There's some red. Yay. Okay. And it doesn't have to be the same red, because it looks like there's only one red, and then there's red holly. But how do those look together? How about we do red and green, because those are alike. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. And of course I'll show you, I'll get the book started and I'll show you how it's going to look on inside and everything as we make these goodies. Now the thing is we've got to measure now, and I think I'm just going to see what the height is first. The height is 3.5, so I'm going to cut this at 3.5. Let's see if that's the... Nope, got to turn it the other way. 3.5. Okay, now I'm going to... The width was like 4 something. I'm sorry if you guys can't see the cutter. I can't move it anywhere else. Let me try moving that. It's like I move one thing to move another thing. You know how that goes. Okay. So this is going to have a border around it. But we're going to ink that anyway. So I'm thinking maybe since we did a border on the pockets, maybe we should on the big envelope behind them. We'll think on that. Okay, so the next one is 3.5. Okay, and let's see where we cut this at. This is going to be just over 4 inches. Now let's see. Now that one's perfect, see, and I cut this one a little bit small. I mean, we could, I've got an idea. We could decorate it up like this. There's always a way to cover up your mistakes. So let's glue these down real quick. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for that. And we're going to glue the back of our paper just as a mat to cover the front. It does not, we'll have to cut the pockets out so that people can see where it goes, but we don't have to have it perfect for that portion. Okay, so I'm going to cover all the way up to the edge and so forth. Make sure everything's where it needs to be. Right there. Great. And then I'm going to take this red strip and I'm going to glue it down, then I'll just snip it off. How's that? Okay, so I'm getting excited for my retreat. I just hope I'm strong enough. But I told my sister who's meeting me there, I said, I'm going if I have to crawl there. So there you go. I'm sure you guys know what that's like when you go to a retreat that you prepare for all year and suddenly it's, you know, time and things don't always go like you want them to. That's a bummer to me. Okay, so we've got that one on. Now I'm going to flip it over and we're going to go ahead and poke the hole while we can see it. There we go. Awesome. And we'll ink these at some point. Let me get in here. Rick and I stayed up super late last night. And then we were lazy this morning. Well, I think I might have cut that a little crooked. But once we ink it, it's going to be perfect. Okay, so there's number 1. And here is number 2. Now, even though this is all the way over, we can still add the other one to it. So, the strip, the green strip to the red. Now, so the main thing is that you get, you know, get your corners so they don't stick up on you. So I really want to do this book with like Santas and Christmas trees and pine cones and stuff like that, you know, kind of a country Christmas feel, or outdoorsy Christmas feel. But, you know, also we have, I'm going to go ahead and pop this off too. We have, you know, the paper for the signatures. I decided to do the pine cones. And I couldn't find the right tree pattern that, you know, would make me happy. Okay, so here's how it's going to look. And then we're going to add on this one, we're going to do it the same way on the opposite side. So let me get this. I like that it's going to have, you know, 3 different types of paper on it. All right. We'll put it down. So another thing I love about this retreat is they have charities. So all the people that are working at the retreat, and there's a lot because there's over 400 women, everyone that is working are doing it for some kind of voluntary thing, and for some organization, different organizations and so forth. So that makes it fun. Now, the next thing we need to do is get this paper that's stuck to my fingernail off. Excuse me while I get a wipey. It's like, okay, I'm going to attach to it. Okay, so now I'm thinking, how do we want to attach this to the to this portion? Oh, we haven't got this glued down. I'm sorry. I will watch videos. I've watched a lot of videos, guys, since I've not been 100%. This is so not center. Look at this. But it doesn't matter. Nobody but me will probably notice it. Well, you never know. Don't take my word for that, because I'm sure there are some people who will. So this is just to cover the front, so we just put the glue everywhere. Just get your sides and corners really well. It's not as important in the middle because it's not going to pop up as long as it's got some glue. Okay. All right. I think right here needs a little bit. There we go. Okay. We're getting there. Okay. So there. We'll just line it up while we have it, the wetness on it, so we get it as well as possible. Oh yeah, there came out some glue. I tell you, I don't think there's a perfect way to get, not get glue on you. I feel like, at least for me, that I always do. But that's okay. All right, so now we've got the top portion, or the back portion. And we got these 2 parts here. So we want to hinge those, which we should have done with this. And I don't know that we have enough of it. We didn't. We used all we had of it. But we could have used a third, couldn't we? Okay, so we're going to have this one. Let me make sure it's the one that I measured with at the top. It may not be. It's always a downside, isn't there? Okay, this one is the closest, so we'll put it at the top. But we are going to have to move it over a little bit. I've got hole punch stuck inside the hole punch because I didn't clean off the glue. All right, there we go. Now, and this one will go down here. And so really, until somebody folds it this way. Oh, we got to cover that side, guys. Glad I saw that. You know what? I think we'll do this side with this same paper. We don't want too many different kinds of papers, I wouldn't think, floating around. So, let's cut these real quick. And I think they're the right width. Well, just slightly off, but we can do that in just a matter of time. Let's put it up here and try to measure it. Okay, get it down here. 3.5 is where it should be. And then it's going to slightly be off. Just gotta barely push it to the right. Okay. There we go. And then we got to slightly go this way. I hope you guys can see. If not, just fast forward. I just know once I'm better, you guys are going to be shocked at how exciting it is for me to get back in the craft room. It's crazy right now. Okay. So, again, we're going to do it the same way we have here. We're going to punch out the hole. And they're all lopsided and there we go. So, I think this needs just a tiny bit off. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what that looks like. I'm telling you, that seems weird to me, but okay, let's get it glued on. Move along, Paula. No griping and whining. Okay. I have worked really hard not to gripe and whine. It's crazy because I'm on the cane now, and I'm clumsy with the cane. And so I've done really good. I kind of tripped over it a couple times, but I've been in a safe place. But last night, I mean, literally tripped me. And it's not funny, but it was funny. I'm going to put this on this right here. And then we can decide exactly where we want it. I think we want the top to match for sure. And if there's a little bit left over at the bottom, that's okay. Because we are going to ink it. Okay. Now let's cover this one. We're going to cut it the same way. We're going to put it down. I'm sure it's going to be right at 3.5 inches. We're going to have this down to an art here in a minute. So we're going to have to cut just a little bit off. Right here. There we go. All right, now we're going to poke the hole or punch the hole. There's no poking, it's just punching. Okay. So, there we go. All right, so we just have to glue this one down and we have all those the base of all those put down, and we got to think about how do we want to hinge it? Do we want to, I'm thinking maybe hinge it with like a regular paper hinge, or we could hinge it with washi tape. The only thing about washi tape is you can't, you know, it won't match. Pretty much is what it is. It won't match as well. But if we use this print, because it's going to be on this back side, then we're good to go. So I think that's how we're going to do it. Now, I'm not going to worry with inking right now. I think I should be able to ink it afterwards, don't you think? So I'm thinking we'll cover it this way. It looks like it's a little longer than our envelope. Look at that. It is. Well, we got to fix that. That's not going to work. Okay, I just need to trim a tiny bit on each side. Not on each side of this, but on each side of each of them. I'm glad I didn't do all the inking on that just then. Okay, that's better. Now it definitely has to be inked. Okay, let's see how this one's fitting. Oh, that one seems to be fine. Don't ask me what I did. Okay, so I'm going to get the ink over here and try to quickly ink it without it being all yucky. I tell you who is very good at making these, and that's Wendy. She is Wendy Connors, and I'm sure every one of you know her. She has Leo the cat. She can hinge anything and make it look good. She's got some of those amazing books with the laptop. I'm just like, wow. I'd love to have one of those, but you can never catch anything available on her. They're quick to go. That's the deal. Her books are quick to go. I don't know how much we'll get done tonight. I'm trying to speed through this so it doesn't take all our time. There's not much that is fast about me these days. But these have really wide edges, so we definitely want to get those covered with some ink. So I hope you guys have been gearing up for the holidays. It feels like it's come so quickly. We just drew names today for amongst us adults. All the kids get gifts, you know. But, yeah, it's crazy. I have no idea what I'm going to get anybody. It is really hard. The older they get, even the kids, you know, they'll be a certain age and, oh, I forgot this side. I think. It's hard to tell. because some of it goes over to the other side. You have to excuse my voice, it's kind of croupy. That's from lack of fluids. I have to constantly drink something. Okay, so let me make sure I put the right one on the top, because there is a right way to fit. No, I think it's this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this one goes on top, and we need to hinge it. So let me see what paper I have that would look good hinging it. Probably not any like that. No, I've got some. I just got to find it. Let's just use this. This will hinge just fine. Okay, so I'm thinking 1 inch. Oops, just a minute. One inch. So we're going to need 2 1-inch strips. Okay, so let's ink it real fast, just so what shows will look nice and looks like it blends in. All right, so now we're going to fold our hinges, but they've got to be the right height. Just thought of that. Let's see what we've got here. They're 3.5. All right, so now let me run just a little ink right there. All right, we're ready. Take my word for it. Okay, so we're going to fold, instead of folding it out, we're going to fold this in. And it's going to be just like this. I just want to make it in, fold the inch into half and score it here pretty good. I'm using fingernails today, the very professional way. Let's go ahead and fold this while we're at it. Sometimes you can fold these perfect and sometimes you can't. It doesn't matter, but I don't care, as Rachel says. I don't care. It doesn't matter. She's so adorable. Okay, so here is the second one. There we go. Let's put it up there. Well, let's actually do the bottom one first. No, this I think was the top one. That's how fast I forgot. Okay, so we're going to flip this one to the right. And we're going to attach it here so we know we have it the right thickness. Okay. So we just want to make sure we've got it the right way. I'm thinking that's just a little bit tall. So, nope, it's all right. Just checking. Got to make sure it's scoot all the way out and hinged down to fit. Now, just make sure you don't have glue leaking out the sides. And we don't. And so we're going to put this, attach this to the top portion. And turn it upside down so we can see a little better. I hope I got that right. You know, sometimes things don't come out perfect. Looks like it is. This portion right here, you got to make sure it's down. Hold it for a second because it's your main hinge. And then when it's done, you check it and make sure you need to, if you don't need to pull it out a little bit. Because sometimes you have to have some fold room. See, because so, yeah, it's going to be out just a tiny bit. And make sure your lid portion is all attached. Now we're going to fold it out again. And if you don't feel any tug here, you've got it on perfect. That easy. And then see, because we folded this paper in, we've got the same pattern. Okay, now let's do the other side. I hope we have time to do another one. Okay, this one's going to come over here, and it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. So let's glue one portion here. Okay, now I'm going to turn it upside down. I know this is confusing, but I want the hinge this way. No, wait a minute. I was just about to mess up. This way. All right, these lights are getting warm. Okay, so we want to make sure we fold it up and we get everything just right. I'm going to turn the fan on, excuse me. It is warm in here. It only happens, it really happens that much when I'm hot, when I'm working on these hot lights. That's why you guys can see, because I'm over here working under these hot lights. So you can see better, have better lighting, is what I mean. Okay, so now we've got that there, and we're gonna do it wrong if we don't turn this back up right. I was like, why are those stripes on the same side? Okay, so now we're going to glue this hinge down over here, just like we did the other one. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to come all the way down right here. Make sure everything's straight. Now I'm going to flip it over. If I feel it pushing up again, the hinge pushing up, or the door pushing up, I will know it's not in the right place. But I think I did get it in the right place. Yay! Yeah, there you go. How fun. Wasn't that fun? I know I probably am not at my clearest, but I know you've seen this done in lots of different ways. So I'm thinking we will want to decorate it. And I think Santa would be a good thing to decorate. We've got this little Christmas tree. I'm wanting it to look bright and cheery. And see what I've got here. This would be a cute tree, but it's a little big. So we'll have to save it for something else. Yeah, let's think for a minute. Okay, we've got that. We've also got this little Santa. He's cute too, but I'm using different types of ephemera. Nothing has to match the other thing. We've got these cute little hollies, which is kind of what our theme is, right? But I'm thinking, instead of putting it on the front, which we may not decorate, I feel like the stripe kind of decorates it already. I'm sorry, you guys, I move slow these days, but that will get better. I feel out of practice for my videos. You tell me if I'm not clear or making sense. I will not be offended. But just don't be mean. I might cry because I'm real sensitive right now. Not that bad. I've been missing Sadie because my sweet sister-in-law and brother have been watching her on weekdays. And now she's home finally. We were watching her on the weekends. And so she got to see us. And then she fell in love with my sister-in-law and my brother. My brother came to pick her up one day and she just went crazy for him. I said, you must be doing something right. Okay, we're gonna do one more of these, which compared to most fussy cutting is just really nothing to speak of here. I think if we didn't have to fussy cut this or ink so much to do the book, we would not be taking so long right now. So I'm thinking if we make ephemera for the pockets, like a, let's say like a journaling card, or find a cute one to put in there, we can add this to the corner or not. I need to get out my stencils. We could be doing some fun stuff with stencils. Okay, now, of course, these are cute. Let's do it like this. How's that? You like that? Okay, let's ink it super fast. I just heard you say yes, that you liked it like this. And I'm just mostly going around this to get the white edges. Got to be careful because this is a thinner cardstock. So I've had these for a while. But when I see something that's older, if it's still cute, I hang on to it. I don't get bored with it. You never know when something like this is going to show up that you want to use it. I've had this forever. Okay, so now I'm like sticking to things. So now I'm going to get our glue stick. I just feel like the glue stick makes less of a mess on your I think we probably wanted that up higher, didn't we? We have time to pull it off and put it up here in a little bit higher position. Let me see if that's right. Yeah, that's it. Now, we'll get this down, and then I'll go back and get the little bit of glue from this over here. And just roll it off. I tell you, it would be very cute if we put some kind of glitter on the cherries, on the berries. And then I know exactly what we're going to put on there. So stay tuned. We're going to do it without any problems. Okay, now this time we know not to lean it or bring it down so low. I sit down and I like when I just sit down and not really know what I'm going to do. I think I'm the happiest with my projects when I do that. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's not a thing on my desk standing upright. Everything's fell over or been dug through. And this lid is not fitting very well. All right, so I'm going to get my red glitter pen, I think. I got to see which one says red. Okay, it's that one. Now, I don't know if you remember, but last year I used these same glitter pens, and I don't know, I could not tell you where they came from. Sorry, but they're so old. They're made by Martha Stewart. I just saw a big Martha Stewart on here. Okay, so we're going to do this portion right here. We're just going to go around and just do the little berries. Just stay in a circle. I wish I could find some more of these, because I'm sure I'm close to being out. Doesn't act like it, but I think it is close. Okay, and it doesn't put a big bump on it. It's just, it's like a glue stick, I guess. You just do the circle. Let it completely dry. And that little bit makes such a difference in how it looks. See here? Okay, so we're going to now be very careful, because if we flip it over and not be careful, we're going to be unhappy. So this side doesn't have decorations because I don't want it to bulk up how this thing opens. Okay? Yeah. So we'll just attach it to a page. Now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to put it up here where you can see it. It's sideways. Opens here. Opens on the opposite side. You could put a big tag in here. Let me show you. A big tag in here. Okay. You'd want it longer, longer than this. And then you could put a tag in here and in here, or a journaling card, or just a note. However you want to do it. Okay, guys, we're going to have to end this video, But I do want you to know that I plan on putting in some kind of cute journaling card into these. And I might save it for our next video. We'll do that and then do some other stuff here. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. And if you did, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome. That's where my mouth is dry and I can't talk. Get a sip of water. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And thanks to all my regular devoted subscribers as well. See you guys soon. Bye.